Teachers are prepping their classrooms to welcome students in less than 2 weeks, and now the Clark County School District is advising staff on best practices for keeping classrooms safe from COVID during high community levels.
So the district sent a letter to staff recommending they increase ventilation and open doors to outside. But is that safe and secure? Fox 5's Maddie White joining us live with more to explain.
That is the question. Yeah, teachers I spoke to wonder if there is anything that can be done to improve airflow in their classrooms without creating a safety issue. The district is now recommending teachers increase their classrooms' airflow by, quote, opening doors to outside.
But in light of everything that has happened in terms of school safety, especially what happened in Uvalde, that seems kind of ironic to have that, especially when we're trying to lock down the schools even more.
The shooter in Uvalde was able to get into the school through a series of unlocked doors. When I asked CCSD police about this recommendation, a spokesperson said he wasn't clear on what the district meant by opening doors to outside. He said he's working on getting more details, but said he's guessing they meant interior doors, not exterior doors. Speaking of exterior doors, Superintendent Jesus Jara says they're working fast and furiously on creating one point of entry on select campuses.
Looking at where we had, look at the big campuses, our big high schools, right? There's plenty of point of entry. So when we assessed all our schools during COVID, or maybe a little bit before COVID, we have a list of schools.
I went to Carson City to speak with the state superintendent of public instruction about this.
We're also practicing in case of an emergency with local law enforcement to make sure that the hardening of the buildings are in place.
So the million-dollar question, without compromising security, how can airflow be improved in classrooms? The American Rescue Plan provided $777 million in federal funds to Clark County School District, which can be used for ventilation and filtration upgrades. CCSD did install these air purification systems, but only in nurses' offices and isolation rooms last fall. But some teachers told us they wish the focus could also be in classrooms.
The air purifier in my classroom, I purchased myself.
We would all individually have to do our own donors choose to earn that money. I don't see where the disconnect is, where they can't actually implement these items into our classrooms.
It's a request that's been echoed by the director of the Teachers Union, Clark County Education Association, who says his wish for those federal funds is
for the district to be able to apply those resources to help, say the ventilation system in some of these classrooms.
Now, that CCSD Police Department spokesperson told me that, of course, if there was an emergency like a lockdown or shelter in place, of course, all doors would be secured. Now, has your child's school received security enhancements? It's something we're working on finding out more about. CCSD told us that they can't give us details out of concerns that anyone with ill intentions would use those details to their advantage. But we're working on finding out which schools have gotten, one point of entry consolidation, for example, and we'll continue following this, of course. Reporting live, I'm Maddie White, Fox 5 News Local, Las Vegas.